I have waited so many years for this day, and I'm so excited about it. Run him up there. She runs. Go boys, go boys. One of my goals here at the Abundant Harvest Homestead was to be able to have a 7-day rotational grazing around the perimeter of the property, with the driveway also available as an added section, and then the central part where we live as kind of the 8th day. So with putting in that fence yesterday in the rain, I've now divided the mini barn here. And what that does is on the back section of my property, along the length of it, it gives me one behind the mini barn. Then at the mini barn, there's actually this fenced in area here with a lean-to, and this lean-to here is a drive-through, a walk-through if you will. Contemplating rain catchment here that could take care of a number of pastures, but these guys both of these open on each end, so that's one way to move them through. And then here we're still rocking the bottom. Not everywhere does the bottom touch. Dogs and lambs and things will sneak underneath there, so that's where the rocks come in. Down on the actual perimeter, there's a 16-foot cattle panel as a gate. And then up here on the mini barn, here's a hay storage area. There's actually a chicken that just hatched her babies in there. I'll show you that before I go around. You in here, Mama? There's all the cracked eggs. Where is she? She's gone. Hey, what happened to this chicken?
She's over there in the white house with the mama duck.
Oh. Interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna fence off this apple seed we've grown from seed, and then this used to just have a T-post over here, so I added it to pretty much have a 16-foot opening too, so I can drive through and back there. But that'll be one pasture, that'll be the woods pasture, here will be the tin barn pasture, and then behind the garden will be another one. Up there will be the senior pasture, with the associate pasture on this side of the driveway, and then the bottom pasture down in the corner. So that should, as you see them now in so much green, I'll wait till the afternoon to let them in. We're gonna let them nibble that down a bit, and then if I get this fenced in today, just so they don't eat that tree, I'll let them mow on this tomorrow, and then move them to the next one the next day, and the next one the next day. And we'll keep doing that. So that way they just kind of come in, nibble everything a bit, and then it's another week of growing for the plants before they get nibbled again. So all this white clover and different stuff growing up here, they'll nibble on, but then it'll take them another week to get back to the pasture. So I think that'll be a good way of doing it. Letting each, little plant that's growing only get nibbled on once a week, hopefully just taking back a bit, and then therefore growing up more quickly as well. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, this fence here, that's hopefully going to be a game changer. Just allows us to work through the different areas too and have these animals be able to have some hopefully better chances not to get parasites, not to have issues to deal with. And yeah, one ram's not in here right now. I'll see if I sell them or eat them, but been waiting to smokehouse a ram anyway. One of the things I really appreciate about this project is, you know, I couldn't release this to my sheep until I got my fruit trees fenced in. I planted a couple apple trees that we were growing from seed back here. There's a couple pear trees already anyway. And then I added a couple cherry trees back here, but until I got them fenced in, I didn't want to give the sheep free rein, especially the rams will, kind of like a deer when it's in rut, they'll scrape up the trees. Some of the other ones will even bend them over, eat the leaves. So I gotta have them protected. That's what it looks like after a day of the whole flock eating on it. Now this little area got a little nibbled down that I'm in. I'm gonna sneak through these gates and show you what the next area looks like. I look forward to hopefully being in like a maintaining state of affairs on this homestead, as opposed to the actively building stage. But here we're kind of thinning out the woods, letting more things open up in there. Big wild cherry, it's going to get taken out, but some of these are still even going to seed. You know, the seed heads are still on them, and everyone ate through here. Everyone of my flock ate through here. Our cow is still off site getting bred, but we actually got it split too, where we let Zeke, Dodge, and Benjamin and most of the sheep go one day, and then Jacob, he gets in fights right now with Benjamin really hard. So he runs through with these two ladies afterwards. So now they're gonna move up one as soon as the other ones move up one. But to have it look like this, yes, there's still some bare earth, but there's still some taller stuff that's not too bad. And this is after everyone eating on it for a day. And then we're gonna give them a week off before sheep come back here. And then hopefully they'll just nibble the top, not take it down too far, then they'll have a week to grow back. Is that Grandma and Grandpa pulling in? See, these rams get along okay because they don't mind being not top dog, but this guy, he's a little beat up. He was rocking it so hard with this guy the other day. Be kind, you two. I'm not gonna let you fight. You open the gate for me? So from where we started, this is essentially the third one. I call this the garden pasture because it's back behind the garden. It's got less to eat than the more field pastures because this is more of a wooded pasture, but they keep things nibbled down. There is stuff to eat, and then we like, they know. Let me move them, and when they quiet down. Keep going, Pinky. Run them up there. She runs. Go boys, go boys. Hey bees. One of our newer hives from a swarm we caught right there. Come on boys. Fresh pasture time. Let's go. Come on. Hey. We're okay. Come on. Let's go. I like a ram that's pretty chill. I don't mind hanging out with you. They're quieter now, but we'll also grab a lot of weeds out of the garden, toss them over the fence, and let them eat them. And they're just kind of keeping some of this knocked down too for future garden expansion, which will be good. This used to be kind of part of the garden, but it got too overrun with stuff, so I let them knock it all down for me. So Oh, I need them out at that side of there. Yeah, I saw the scarlet tanager earlier.
It's a male. The males are the red ones.
Yeah.
And then the females are like yellow with like.
Those have been hanging out for years here. There you go, buddy.
Such a pretty sound, don't they?
Yeah. So then here now, this is one of our bigger pastures. I am putting in some fruit trees, but Mama wants a nice open play area. So this mulberry I put in some years ago. Look at it. It's got a bunch. Look at that. That's almost ready. The stink bug thinks it's ready. But it's going pretty good. And this is the kind of the goal out here. We're going to have some fruit trees that get up and over and let these guys take care of stuff underneath. So there'll still be pasture growing underneath it. Fruit trees will make us food up and over. I got some different Santa Rosa plums and gold cod apricots I put in this year. So I had to get these fenced in. I just drove the T-posts the other night and fenced them in this morning, because otherwise I had a couple of the ewes in here with their babies, and they were tipping these over and eating the leaves, and the plants weren't standing upright and stuff. So
I saw the little baby.
we'll let them go. Yeah. This little mulberry has a couple leaves on it now, but it was a lot more leafed out. They just nibbled it down. So now I've got it protected, and I'll let it run for some time. Oh. You move Jake and his ladies up to the next one. Yeah, let them through that gate. But then there hasn't been any sheep here for a minute. These guys will be through here on day one. The next day, those ones will follow through, and they'll move on. And it'll be, you know, another week before anyone comes here again. I like the way it works. You can see they just pick and choose, nibble down what they want. Don't eat anything down to a bare earth. And I'll link a video, I won't go through the whole thing here, about one of the worst, you know, mistakes we made with getting animals for our homestead. And I'm still recovering from that. So I had a resource that then I traumatized. I pushed way back, messed up, and then now I'm still trying to build myself back up from that point. But doing better, learning more. See, now tomorrow they're supposed to be moving there, which means I've still got like maybe 7 peach trees to fence in before I can let them go in there. So then I got to do that today to let them go tomorrow. So, you know, my goals work together. I want to have the fruit trees for us to have food. I want to use the land good. I want the fruit trees to provide shade for these guys. I want to make food for us, but I got to protect them or they're not going to grow. So now I got to use this project as incentive to get those fruit trees fenced in. Just, you know, little protectors. I'll leave them up there for probably a couple years till the fruit trees are established enough and over enough. And then we'll move on to the next step, you know, which will be removing them, putting around some other new fruit trees. And Pinky, give me a real quick sneak peek of what the next video is going to be. Just tell me.
About a bunch of baby animals.
Baby animals? What's happening in the bushes over there?
We have some baby chicks and baby turkeys hatching.
Yeah, you actually shoved your nose on the fence. I can see a plus sign on it. And there's some ducklings and some chicks in here.
Yep, and a very special looking chick.
So they'll have to come back for the next video.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you later.
Pinky out.